Hello guys. I hope you're sharpo, and I'm also fine this side. And remember, I promised that I'm going to give you one video each and every day. So yesterday I gave you a UD CAD, and then today the video is gonna be on Nasdaq. So it's gonna be a follow-up analysis of Nasdaq, because remember we looked at this one on Sunday just before the market opened. So if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and you watch the other videos, because this is where I share price action concepts, and then I try and simplify them. And also, if you are interested in learning more of this strategy, you can just text me, and then see if we can get you into the mentorship for October, because there's still a few seats that are, or slots that are available. So let's get started. So we'll just build up from what we had anticipated on Sunday. So these are still drawings from Sunday. So let's start with monthly. Here we're not gonna waste a lot of time, because nothing has changed, guys. I'm not even gonna stay here for a minute. But remember, we always have to start at the top when you are assessing. So you just need to start at the top, so that you see a bigger picture, and see if when you're moving down to a smaller time frames, do they align with the bigger picture? Are they going against the bigger picture or what? So that's very important. So here we can see that the price is inside monthly support. The monthly resistance is up there, and the support is not fresh because it was hit for the first time here. The price took off, but it fell short of the resistance, and then it came back again. So that's the first sign of what? Weakness in the bulls. They are pushing up, but they are letting go just even before the resistance is touched, and now they're coming for the second touch. So that's, yes, the support is still holding, but on a longer run, these sellers are not yet done. And even if you look here, from here the bulls managed to push the price up and then push it up there. Right now the sellers are back again. They broke this low, so that's why I'm saying the sellers are not out. So here, this is the zone that we've been anticipating a pullback from it, right? But remember, the way I marked the zone here was just somewhere there like this. And we said, because when we had the bearish trend line, when it's still moving to the downside, we had a bearish trend line. Now the price, after forming this low, it pushed up and broke all of that, right? Someone can argue and say it looks like, if you look here, the imbalance is starting somewhere up there, and then now they're putting their thing here and saying the support was hit, and then the price moved up with an engulfing, the bullish engulfing, but they didn't maintain that. They couldn't even go to the high that gave them the pullback. They couldn't even maintain until that high. So look what the price did. The sellers quickly came back and they reversed the price. What did they do? They formed what do you call this, a bearish engulfing. So that's not a good sign. When you are at the support, you expect the bulls to be the ones that are strong, the ones that are calling that are forming bullish structures. In this case, a bearish engulfing at the support is really not a good sign for the bulls. And then the bears are pushing deeper into the zone, but they haven't broken the low. Remember, the way I had placed it is there, but they haven't broken that, so they are still inside. So on your smaller time frame, you can still try and get trades to go long, which is what we were anticipating on Sunday. But I'll show you something that is forming now on daily. I'll show you that is making things to be trickier now. So in this case now, because we pushed down, you do have this here. So you can take this as a resistance, you can take this as your support. Not this one. You are inside the support. The space is quite small. That's if it's only a problem if you're executing on weekly. But if not, then you shouldn't worry about it, because when you're executing there, you would say you don't have enough profit margin. So you can even put a bearish trend line there. So now we are inside the support. So that's why I was saying that if you were to get reasons to go long, you would go long. So this is where things start to get interesting. It starts to get interesting here. So when you are in the mentorship, I will try, by all means, I try, man. I'm very patient. So I try to make sure that even if you are someone that doesn't have any background or any experience in the markets, all the terminology, like everything is still new to you. Everything like it's new. I try, by all means. That's why my course, we start with the basics. The basics is, it's not like basic where we'll be talking about a peep, and no, I'm not gonna go to that. It's only the basics that I feel like you should know. The rest, you must just forget about that. That's why we start, and then we build up from that until a point where you are confident, very confident in being able to identify the sensitive areas on your chart and analyze the structure, and also decide on what you want to do. So this is our daily. So if you look at this arrow, here, we were anticipating that now that the price is hitting this nice support, very fresh one inside that weekly, it's gonna rally and go up. But if you look at this, it did touch it. Remember, the price touched the zone here. It did try go up until there. Maybe you can say it went until this weird looking candlestick there. That's fine, but this is the bulls territory. Why are the bulls allowing the sellers to force them to go back? And we ended up with what? These two here. which is what we call bearish rejection. So this is the bears rejecting the price. That's not a good sign. You are at the support. You're supposed to be the bulls that are rejecting the price. It's supposed to be the bulls that are rejecting and leaving the tail below, not the tail above. So that is a sign to say that the sellers are not yet out. And you can see now the following day, what did they do? The current candlestick is pushing to the downside, penetrating the zone. So that's why I'm saying, hey, it's not easy. It's not easy. Yes, the support, that weekly support ends here. It's not yet broken. We're still inside it, but this is making things difficult. So that's why when you're trying to buy now, you need to be careful, because what we are seeing here, it's not nice. It's not nice for the bulls. But yes, we understand we are still inside their zone. So if you trust them, they give you much more maybe confirmation that you need, then you can take that. But now I'm really worried with what we are having here. I'm really worried with that. Then, but we're still inside the support. So let's see what we have on, this is daily, on H4. Yes, on H4, remember when we did our analysis, the price was still here. We were still with those two candlesticks. We said that the price is testing the daily support, and then because we are at the daily support and it looked very nice, you could search for trades to go long. And when we are taking trades, remember, we always target the next opposite structure. So that next opposite structure has to be on your execution time frame or higher, right? So if I'm executing on daily, the next opposite structure is going to be on daily or weekly or monthly. If I'm executing on H4 like here, the next opposite structure can just be on daily. Even H4 is the next opposite structure. So in this case, that's when we were talking about this, around this point here. That's where we're saying this could be your next opposite structure, because of what? Yes, you have hit the support, but you haven't changed the structure on this time frame. Try maybe move to the other side, and then let's see what you got. So remember, if I still remember very well, in the video that we made, we were kind of at some point we moved to consolidation. Okay, I never made that analysis because of what? You would maybe putting your trend line there, and then when your trend line was there, this is your resistance here, and the support, you could just put it anywhere there, because that's the one that broke the thing. So when you have it there, that's your consolidation. You were allowed to take trades from this support, that resistance, this support, that resistance, with confirmation. Because of what? That the market is not trending. You can't use limit orders. You have to wait for confirmation until the point where one of them is broken, and then you don't have confirmation anymore. Then it means now you have to adjust your trend line, because you have a new low. The new trend line would look something like that. So that's how the trend line looks like currently. So that's why it is important for you to know when you're supposed to be adjusting your trend line. So on this time frame, your support is somewhere back there, and then your resistance is here. Let's delete the arrow, because the arrow is what we had on Sunday. So currently your resistance, you can put it here, and then your support, you just have to scroll back. You are currently inside your support. It's here. This is your H4 support, H4 resistance. So now, to be honest, even if you look at the structure here, the bulls are really struggling. They are struggling with their support, but they are not doing much to convince us that they are, at their zone. They feel at home, right? So, but you can say that currently they are giving you 2 pin bars. Maybe if you were to take that, but it's just that the nearest level is too near. Maybe it can even go until the trend line. But currently, we don't yet have reasons to open a trade that we can say we will hold for long term. It is not safe. Just the price can reject and go up and then up and up and up like that. But if you look at the odds of that happening, they're not looking good. They're not looking good. So like, it's very scary for us to take a buy trade currently, because of what? Even if you checked on what's this? Remember on daily, when you look at on daily, we found this weird and scary bearish rejection candlestick, followed by a candlestick that has got momentum to the downside. So that's where you can see that the sellers there, they're showing some strength, right? So on this time frame, yes, the bulls are trying to reject, but they're not moving anywhere, because you can see even here they tried to reject, but they didn't go far. They were not moving up. You see, that's the problem. That's the problem. When you get to your support, if let's say this is your resistance, when you get to your resistance, I want you to show me that we are rejecting the price. This is our zone. This is our home. We are very strong here. We are going to defend it. That's what I want. But when you hit your support, just like what we're having here, when you hit your support and then you're moving up, but you're moving up like this, you are not strong, my guy. You are not strong. The person you are pushing against, it seems like they are not yet defeated, even though they are at your house, but they are still stronger than you. That's not a good thing. So it's the same thing here. Yes, we can see the bulls kind of forming bullish rejection candlesticks, but if they are not continuing with that momentum, then they don't really have a chance. But we will see what's going to happen. What you need to keep in mind is that when you're getting trades to go long, if you decide to get trades to go long on your smaller time frames, it shouldn't be for long term. Maybe you just go until maybe somewhere there, then you exit, because of what? The sellers are still not yet done, right? It doesn't seem like they're defeated, because for us to be fully convinced that the bulls have won. They need to go up and break the structure of this current trend to the downside, so that they are reversing that impact. And then now that's when you say, oh, our bulls are the ones that are in control. Then even the trades that you're going to take, you might end up holding them for long term, you see. But otherwise, if there's no structure that is changing, you cannot plan for long term. Same thing with what you're currently seeing on Bitcoin. So let's see. So you just have to decide whether what you want to do with those pin bars. You can get a trade, but don't be too excited and start doing stuff like that around the trend line and this area there. You need to exit on your smaller time frame. So this is the structure that you are having on H4. So if you wanted something that is maybe if you wanted to increase your odds, you can wait. Maybe if, let's say, the price does this, then you are saying, oh, if it does that, it means the resistance taken out, the trend line taken out, the trend now has shifted. We are now convinced that the bulls have won it. So that's when you can say this is what now this one qualifies to be called what our support. Then if that is a support, a pullback, you can take it, targeting the same, next, until you're gonna keep on trading your stop loss like that. But for now, for us to take a trade and trust the bulls, it's not safe because of what for the past how many weeks it's been the bears that are pushing to the downside. So what makes you think that currently where you are, the price is gonna push up strongly and break the trend line and a resistance? You see, there's nothing. So to play it safe, for long term, you just have to wait for the price to push up and take out the structures. That's when you can say, oh, now something is happening. Then you start deciding on what you want to do. So that's why I'm saying even here, if it was to sort of come, what's this? If it was sort of to go up like that and break the trend line, at least the bulls have convinced you by what? By breaking the trend line. Then you can start searching for the nearest areas where you can execute and join that movement. So let's do one more time frame, even though I don't like it. Maybe we can just do it because of what we saw rejection candlesticks on our H4. So now what we have on H1, because H4 we know that it starts from there and then the trend line passes here. So that's your H4 trend line, right? And we can remove the zone because we know where it is, and then we can even mark the trend line on this time frame. You can mark it there and say this is my bearish trend line on what do you call this, on H1. And then you can say I do have a structure there, but it doesn't look like a nice structure because the price did not consolidate away, and again it didn't give you enough profit margin, risk to reward, and again the location, the price is currently inside bigger time frame areas of support. So trying to sell against that was not so great, not something that I would encourage you to do. So now you can just draw a line like that and say my resistance has been broken. If the price is to confirm the breakout of a trend line and play outside there, then you can just say let me mark this and make it my support. If this is my support, and maybe let's say at that time the price is somewhere there, you start assessing this this support. If it ticks the boxes and the price comes back, you're gonna go up and then maybe target this. That will be around the trend line. So that's what I'm saying. Currently there's a lot of factors pushing to the downside. So when you get trades to go long, and again you can see that on this time frame you did have bullish engulfing. So there are things that are pointing to the upside, but just don't make the mistake of taking that and make it long term. So based on where you are, and when you get confirmation, you're more than welcome to take a buy. But I think when you say you have pushed it too much is when you maybe pushed it until there. That's where you can say I'm out, because I don't know what this resistance is going to do. I don't know what this is it a daily or weekly trend line. I think it's H4. Yes, I don't know what this H4 trend line is going to do and stuff like that. That's why I decided that when the price touches that level, I'm going to exit. So that's basically how I teach. That's how I teach the approach. It's very simple. You don't have to be confused when you open a chart. So that's why I decided to just teach, because now when I started this thing, I didn't want to teach anyone. I did not want to teach anyone because I've never taught anyone before. Just wanted to do my own thing, share the info, and then continue like that until some of you said no, we need mentorship. I was like, no guys, maybe next year, because I was not planning on having something like this. But after the feedback from group 1 and the one from group 2, even though they are not yet done with their classes, I think it means what I'm sharing is something that maybe people, they have been moving around from signals to robots to this, but they have never felt that they have something that they can trust. Because with the robot, it can paint It can say sell, and then the price keeps on going up. It will shift that arrow, drag it up, so that when the price turns, it looks like it gave you a sell right at the peak. So that's why I decided to say, no, if I'm going to teach these people, I'm only going to do that. I don't want to be a signal provider, because anyone can have a bad day. Anyone can have a bad week, right? So what if you decide to join my signals group now, and then or let's say on Monday or Tuesday, and then only to find that that week is the week where I'm going to have a very bad week. Things are not going my way, you see. So it means those that just joined, they will think like maybe everyone that has been there has been going through the same thing, experiencing the same losses, and then that's where they're going to tarnish your name. Not because you're a bad trader, but you just had a bad week or a bad day. Just like it happens to any of us, right? So now I'm just going to focus on what? Teaching. I'll give you the information, I'll tell you what to do, I'll tell you where to search for what, then how to conclude, right? They come up with a conclusion, so that even when I'm not there, you can still use the same approach. You can still approach a chart on your own. You can still execute. You can still be profitable. That's what I want. And knowledge is expensive, but here, the information that I'm giving you guys, I'm sure you have never even seen it anywhere. Not to say maybe I'm the one that came up with it. No, I was also taught. You see. So that's when I was like, no, because I've been trying this and that myself. I've tried it before. It didn't work. It's okay for you to to search, continue searching until you get to a strategy or a concept or the way they teach. You feel like this is the method that I want. Then you stay there, you learn that, you master that, and then you make money. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. Now I'm here to help you guys. So that's why I've committed now to say, even though I have got a lot of things to do during the day, in the evening and stuff like that, but I will always try and make up time so that I can make video for you guys and share. Hopefully the content I'm sharing, you are finding it helpful. All right, those that are interested in the mentorship, you just let me know, but otherwise I'll just continue giving you one video a day this side. And the rest of the team, group 2, we will meet it tonight for our session. Thank you.